You know, just like normal, I feel like lately I've just, you know, struggled to decide whether or not I feel like streaming. And it's definitely been one of those days. I feel like, as with most days, I'm home, you know. It's always like a conflict that goes on in my head. And it's not because I don't want to stream, you know, I never want to give you guys that impression, but more just because I'm fucked in the head. I'm mentally unwell at this time, especially, but yeah, I wanted to go live today. I had to force myself to click that button, but yeah, I wanted to, you know, to feel like I could at least, you know, be on the air for, I don't know, like an hour or so, at the very, you know, at the very least, for you guys. And that's probably what's gonna happen today, is just a really short stream, short Borderlands stream, just jump in, do a little bit of Cromrax or the Armory, and then call it a day. So, you know, probably not the most exciting stream, but it's a stream nonetheless. And you know, I'm proud of myself for actually, well, streaming. So it feels like an accomplishment just going live right now. Again, my mental health lately, and I think it's kind of, you know, I've kind of talked about it in my stream. I've talked about it in my stream a while back as well. I remember having like a full stream dedicated to it, but yeah, it just hasn't really gotten much better, you know, and it's kind of at an all-time low again. But anyway, that's not why I'm streaming today. I'm not streaming to talk about this. I'm streaming to just kind of, you know, not think about it right now. You know, streaming is one of those things that helps me distract myself, I guess. So, anyway, I'll try my best to not be a negative Nancy today. Hopefully you guys have a good time. I never want to, you know, make you guys feel down. You know, I don't want that to be the mood through the stream, you know. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the game. How you guys doing? Every stream is exciting. Well, I'm glad you think that, Alan. I'm glad somebody thinks that. You know, as long as you guys are, you know, having fun, that's all that matters. And you know, I say that as if I'm not having fun, but I am. Don't get me wrong. I have a blast doing these streams. It's just the part leading up to the stream and actually going live that's the hard part. And you know, the social anxiety and, you know, the pressure, I guess. I kind of just put this really weird pressure on myself when I stream. Become a Chad and not give a fuck. I know. That's really the mindset I need to adapt. Seriously. Anyway, let's go ahead and boot up the game. I hope you guys are doing well, though. I hope you guys are doing goods, and y'all had a good weekend and everything. Oh, there we go. Okay, you guys should be seeing the game, hopefully. I don't remember if I mentioned this last time, but I did actually, hold on, shit. I did disable the intros again, and hopefully they stay disabled because TCD let me in on a little hint to make the file readme only, or read only. Readme only. Which should hopefully, you know, make it so the changes that I applied actually stay for once. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. I think that's a common, you know, common knowledge at this point when it comes to editing files, like game files and such. Set it as read-only. That way, you know, things don't get changed. Let's see, I gotta ask, man, which version of Borderlands do you prefer? The original or the remastered? Definitely the original. It's not even, there's no competition. You know, and I've talked about this a lot, actually. Just, you know, why I think that. And there's you know, a variety of reasons. I won't get into it right now. I just don't feel like it. But yeah, just play the original. You know, it definitely, you know, not even just in my opinion, but I feel like just objectively is the better game. You know, the superior version. You know, I think the only thing the remaster has going for it is just that. We're going to do some more Roland today. But I think the only thing the remaster has going for it is, you know, the better graphics, I guess. You know, the fact that you can play it on, well, I don't know if you can play it on, like, current-gen systems. I'm not sure if they ported over Borderlands to current gen. I haven't really kept up on that. I'm sure they will, though, if they haven't yet. But yeah, just being able to play it on more modern hardware, like if you're playing on consoles, that's another advantage. But everything else is just, you know, it's really just a dialed down version of the original game. So, yeah, you know, if you're given the choice, I would recommend the original. I mean, that to say though, if you do enjoy the remastered over the original, then, you know, that's perfectly fine. But I don't know. I just think it's just less superior. Anyway, what should I do? Should I do Cromrax or the Armory? I'm kind of trying to decide. I'm thinking more of the Armory might be fun. Just something more chill today. But Cromrax also does sound kind of fun. Maybe I'll do Cromrax. Do some Cromrax again. Looks like I still do have everything out. Just everything ready to go for Cromrax. So yeah, we'll do some more Cromrax. This time we'll take the retreat there. Because why not? It's fun. It's always fun to take the retreat. Even though the retreat is janky as fuck. And you're more than likely to slow yourself down and, you know, at some point during your time driving it, it's the much you know, it's just a fun way to go. At least over the Godspeed and, you know, your traditional means of getting there, which is driving the vanilla vehicles, which obviously is no fun. At least at this point in time, it's dull compared to the other options available, like the retreats. See, this is the shit I'm talking about. Like, while it is a sort of efficient way to get there in a quick amount of time, you're also likely to, you know, get stuck somewhere or another on your way there. But it's worth it, because it usually, usually hilarity ensues. Oh, Jesus. Like that. Speaking of, oh my god, and of course we got, yep. How is that stuck? That is literally stuck under the wreckage. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Well, let's see if we can smack it out there. Boneheads. I'd appreciate it if you could speak English for me. I recently did a playthrough on PC with a Blitz Shock Trooper mods. It was a blast and brought back a lot of fun I had for the game. That's awesome, John. Are you the one? I know somebody was just playing through. Like, you know, someone was posting on the Discords, like on our Discord server, asking like how to install Blitz. Was that you? God damn it! I give up on this thing, man. Jesus Christ! I've never had that happen before, where it's gotten stuck, at least like that, under one of those vehicles. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, at least we have a backup option, aka the... Where is it? The Godspeed. There we go. While the Godspeed is less fun, it's way more efficient to use, like to get somewhere in a hurry compared to the retreat. The retreat's just more fun just because of how jank it is. I need to get back and play Blitz again. I don't even know if I have Blitz installed still. I think I do. So I know I did like a full playthrough of Blitz, got all the way to max level and everything. But yeah, I'm not sure. That was like a long time ago, and I think I still have them installed. Might have to look into that. But I should install him again and just fuck around on Blitz. He's really fun to fuck around on. Albeit a little bit overpowered, but just a good time. Why would I choose the original versus remastered? Well, I need to actually make a list just so I can coherently just better give my thoughts on that, because I've been asked that question several times. You'd think I'd have it memorized at this point, my answer, but there's just quite a few reasons why I think that the original is better. For one, the drop rates were changed. It's a lot easier to find legendaries and just better, higher quality gear in the remastered. I don't like that. The golden chest, hate that. Completely unnecessary. The gearbox weapons, while they're cool, You know, just how they added new weapons and stuff. They're completely unbalanced. They throw off the game balance. Way too easy to get. They give you too many of them. Like if you farm Cromrax, you're guaranteed to at least get a gearbox weapon, and it's just like it takes some of the fun away. They fucked up some of the hybrids. I don't even think you can get the Dove Hornets in the remaster. The list just keeps going. The UI, oh my god, the UI. I can't forget about the UI. I hate the UI. Don't even get me started on the UI. Terrible. With this UI right here, way better. And why anyone would think otherwise is beyond me. The other one, I guess, made look nicer, but it's just, I don't even know if it looks nicer, personally. It's just way more clunky. Like, this is so much better. This is like comparing like the original Skyrim UI to the Sky UI mod. It's like clearly, you know, the Sky UI is just superior, you know. But I know some people do like the remastered UI more, and that's fine. I just I don't. I hate it. I fucking hate it. It's awful. Anyway, Sovereign. Oh, shit. Let's just do. I don't know if I want to do myriads. I could do myriads. I'll just do the retreat or the neutrino again. Oh yeah, the FOV slider. That's. I mean, that's nice. You know, I do think that is a nice thing. A nice addition, having an actual FOV slider built in the game. That is one thing I will, you know, give props to the remaster for. And again, just the graphics enhancements. Also, the fact that they broke mod support. That's another thing. Like, mods still sort of work with the game, but they're kind of fucked. Like, you'll notice if you try to use TCD's Arsenal, it still works, but there's like going to be missing textures on some things. Like myriads, I think, look fucked. Stuff like that. I'm not sure about custom maps. I think those work, but they're just it's just more of a pain in the ass, and things just are broken, you know. So I don't know. The remaster to me just feels, well, for one, it feels more like a demaster. And also it feels like a cash grab. It just feels like this lazy cash grab to me. And it's a shame, because I was really, you know, I was excited for it. I was excited for the remaster. But I don't think I've touched it. Other than maybe just on the Switch and on the Xbox. But only because you know, I've been doing a playthrough with my girlfriend. And it's just a bitch for us to, you know, play together on PC. So we've just been resorting to the enhanced edition on the Xbox and on the Switch, because that's currently our only option right now. I mean, I guess I could play the original Borderlands 1 on the 360, but I don't know. Just due to convenience sake, it's just easier to play the remastered. But that said, I'm not, like, it doesn't make me any more happy with it. Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, I feel like this game already had generous, like the loot was already pretty generous, but not in like a bad way, or like in a, you know, an extreme way like Borderlands 3. Like, I feel like it was just right, you know what I mean? Like, they did not need to change the drop rates. I don't know why they changed the drop rates. That is the weirdest thing to me that they did. Still boggles my mind. Hell yeah, that was awesome. Love the neutrino versus Chromrax. Can pull off some sick shit. Oh, that was a good run. Made up for some of the other runs I've had in the past. Past couple streams. The funny thing is, the original version is vaulted, so I don't think you can purchase it anymore. Yeah, that's another thing. Although I do think with the Steam version, or like on PC, if you buy the remaster, it does come with the original. Correct me if I'm wrong. But like, I'm not actually sure if you can buy the original anymore. I haven't looked into that. I know it does, you know, the remaster does replace the original on other systems. Like, it's just kind of the new thing, you know, which makes sense. But I think they do give you the original when you purchase the remastered. Or if you purchase the original, which I don't know if you still can, they give you the remastered version as well. So I do appreciate that. I feel like, you know, there's remasters that don't do that, like with the Dark Souls remaster. They completely, you know, take off the original off of the store page, and you know, you're kind of forced to buy the remastered version, which I know some people would rather play the original on that. So, due to some of the wacky changes that they made in the remastered version. So I'm glad that Gearbox at least, you know, gave people the option on PC anyway. But it's just a shame that, you know, that this new version is the one that they're pushing out, you know. Which again makes sense. Like, I don't see why they would be promoting the original game over the new one. You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense. I wish they would. Just because I prefer the original over the new one, but that's me. So quite a few equalizers. Yeah, I'm not sure. There is a violator in here, which is kind of cool. Still looking for an explosive violator. I think that's a thing. I've never seen it before, but I want one. I think the remastered has a nice consistent frame rate, and the game does have a bit more color to it. If you were to remaster the version of Borderlands, what would you do? I probably wouldn't change much other than the graphics and add the FOV slider. I think if they just would have done that, I would have been happy. But they made unnecessary changes, and that's the thing. They made unnecessary changes. They added things to the game. And it just felt like, I don't know, it felt like they weren't staying faithful to the original. And that's what I would want them to do if I were the one, you know, was the one to ultimately decide, like, what the remaster would entail. I agree, Panamaniacs. I think the drop rates was just fine. And it's funny because I know some people said the drop rates of the original game were already high as is. You know, they were already fucking absurd as is. So the fact that they increased them even more was just like, it just baffles me. I mean, I personally didn't think that anyway, that the original game's drop rates were too much. I think they're great. I know Borderlands 3 is, you know, it's a great example of a game that has too high of drop rates when it comes to, like, high quality gear. That's one thing I hate about Borderlands 3. It takes the fun right out of it. Borderlands 2 drop rates were a pain in the ass. Yeah, they were, especially like the original game. I don't think they were as much of a pain in the ass now. But when the game came out, and for the longest time, I feel like they were just horrid. Oh god. Fuck. But I feel like the drop rates were, like, at least now, are, you know, they work well with how the legendaries work in that game, you know, because they... Oh, fuck. You mostly get legendaries through farming specific enemies, whereas in this game it's, you know, just random. So having lower drop rates in that instance makes sense, and I can see why they did that. You also got to remember Borderlands 1 has just different legendaries overall and a different part system compared to the other games. And, you know, even though you find a lot of legendaries in this game, they're not always good. It may take you a while to find, you know, the part combination that you're looking for. You know, for that legendary to be good, to actually, you know, to actually be very viable. Like with Borderlands 2, for instance, you know, the legendary is generally, when you find one, it's usually just good the way it is, you know. Yes, you can find maybe a better version, but the parts in that game don't really matter as much. They're not as influential, I feel like, in the outcome. Played Borderlands 2 casually and got like 5 oranges my entire playthrough. That makes sense. One thing I will say about Borderlands 2 though is it's fucking... I mean, it's got the best, like, satisfaction when it comes to getting legendaries as a world drop, especially. Because it's like, the chances are just usually really slim. compared to the other games, so it's always really exciting, you know, when that happens. Even to this day, I still find that shit exciting. And that's one of the things I love about Borderlands is, you know, just that excitement when you find something awesome. And part of that excitement comes down to the drop rates and if they're balanced or not. Like, for how things work in this game, the drop rates were perfect, you know? Again, Borderlands 3 and the Borderlands Remastered just took it up a notch and made legendaries, especially with Borderlands 3, like they made legendaries not even really like legendaries anymore, because, you know, other than like in like the name and the way they look and maybe the way they function, this in terms of like them being like a hard to come by thing, like they're not a hard to come by thing. That's the issue, actually. Like, they're just not in terms of like their actual rarity. Like, you'd think they'd be rare, you'd think they'd be hard to find, and, you know, and everything, but they're not in those games, and that's a big issue with me. Is more than likely when you kill a badass enemy, they're gonna explode in legendaries. You know? And it's just not... That's not fun to me. That's not exciting. Legendaries become, like, something that's not so special anymore. You know? Does that make sense? Hopefully I'm making sense. That's a big reason I don't play much Borderlands 3 and I don't find as much replay value in it, is because finding legendaries and you know, the higher tier weapons is not as exciting. And maybe there's mods. I'm not sure how big the modding scene is, but if there's a mod that decreases the drop rates, feel free to let me know. If any of you guys know there's like any mods that decrease the drop rates and actually balance the drop rates out, I will be glad to play that game again. Other than the you know, the story and shit, but I think there's a mod. I heard there's a mod that meets the dialogue in the story, so I'll also grab that too. Cause fuck the story. And again, I've already, like, I think it was like the last stream or the stream before that, I talked like a lot about Borderlands 3 and my thoughts on that game. So if you want to know more about that, you can just go back to one of those streams and watch that. I don't really want to talk about that game any more than I really have to. Yeah, that is why I think they changed the drop rates, you know, is to make the game appeal to a more casual audience, and I hate that. I hate that. I hate the whole appealing to casuals thing, you know. And I get some people don't have the time to play games, but I don't think that game developers should revolve, you know, I think they should have a balance for everybody. You know, and not cater to casuals as much. And I know I'm, you know, a casual gamer to a degree, especially these days. Like, I don't have as much time to play games, but hell, I don't want them to, like, cater to the fact that I don't have as much time to play, you know? Because I know there's people out there who are, you know, do have a lot of time to play that, you know, are probably not enjoying it as much. Because they're catering to people who don't have a lot of time to play. Does that make sense? So I don't know. Like, I'm fine with, like, events sometimes that, like, increase drop rates and stuff, like they've been doing with Borderlands 3, but that game doesn't even need events, I feel like. Especially when it comes to drop rates of, like, weapons and stuff. The game is fine as is. You know? Anyway, I don't think there's anything really noteworthy here, so... And I know I'm not looking at, like, everything, but... Just kind of skimming by. Mostly just looking at the legendaries and stuff. Hoping for a pearlescent. That's kind of what I'm really just hoping for right now, is a pearlescent. Mainly looking for at this moment. Yeah, are you talking about Panamaniacs? There's a lot of quality overlapping Borderlands 1. You have amazing greens and piss or garbage oranges. Like, are you saying that's a bad thing or a good thing? Because I think that's a good thing. Because it also, like, makes it so, like, green weapons and such are actually, you know, viable. It doesn't make them redundant. You know, I feel like later games make those weapons just feel redundant early on, and there's no reason to go back to them. And arguably, there's not really much of reason to go back to them in this game, but if you wanted to, there's still, like, they're still okay to use. You know, there might not be, like, the best thing to use, but that's the thing. They're actually still sort of viable if you wanted to use them. It's like how me and TCD, you know, I know we haven't done it for a while, continued it in a while. We need to. Been meaning to, but our white gear only playthrough that we've been doing, it just, that goes to show, like, that white weapons, you know, like, we've basically been proving to the world that white weapons are, you know, viable, like, all the way through the game. And we're only, like, what, halfway through the game now, because we just finished the first playthrough, but still, so far, it's been a blast, actually. It's actually been really fun to use, you know, to restrict ourselves, and it hasn't been as bad as I originally thought it was going to be, you know. I feel like if you do that sort of thing in Borderlands 2, especially in the end game, you're going to get fucked. You're going to get fucked. There's no chance. White weapons... or anything, just any low tier gear is just, it's gonna handicap you way too much. You're not gonna stand a chance in those games. Yeah, like, it's impossible to do that, you know. And that's what I like about this one. That's another thing about Borderlands 2. I'm not so sure about Borderlands 3 because I just haven't played that game all that much. Gonna be honest with you guys, like, the end game and stuff I have barely touched in that game, so I wouldn't really know on this front. But at least in Borderlands 2, fuck, what was I even saying? God, I completely just had a brain fart moment. Jesus Christ. What was I saying? What were we talking about? Fucking hell. Oh my god. My brain just completely, like, forgot what I was talking about. Oh my god. Something to do with Borderlands 2 legendaries. I don't know. Fuck. I'm so distracted by Cromorax right now that I just completely lost track of what I was saying. I'm trying to think. Oh, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. I was talking about how you have to be very specific in, you know, what you use in Borderlands 2. Like when you get to the end game, like you don't have a lot of options. With this game you do have a lot of options. You have a lot of build options in this game. And that also connects into how, you know, like low quality gear in this game is also viable, you know. Just everything can be viable, I feel like. Whereas Borderlands 2, like, once you get to the end game, you are locked in to a very specific build. And if you try to stray away from that, chances are you're going to be in for a not very good time. Because the game wasn't balanced that well for that, you know. Hey Justice, how are you doing? Does that make the game more casual? What are you talking about? Sorry, I kind of lost track with what I was saying there, so I wasn't really keeping up with chat. Are you talking about just the fact that, like, lower quality gear can be viable? Is that what you're referring to? Borderlands 2 loot drops is like more grindy to build something. Yeah, it is. It really is. Borderlands 1, in my opinion, just will always have like the perfect loot drops, and like the, you know, the chances of, you know, the drop rates and shit like that. You know, like the loot system as a whole in this game, just so good. It's a big reason as to why I'm still playing this game after all this time over the other games is, you know, the loot system alone really, you know, aids in that. The chat today is like 5 minutes. Well, it's actually not 5 minutes. It's actually because it takes me about that much time to look at the chat. Sometimes longer, and I really apologize about that. Like right there, I was, you know, in the middle of like a full-blown rant or whatever, and I tend to get distracted. So I'm sorry if I, you know, miss any of your guys' comments, or I completely like miss the context of your guys' comments or questions, which I tend to do that a lot because by the time I read the comment or question, it's like I was done talking about that like 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago or even longer, and that's my fault. So I apologize about that. I'm trying to work more on you know, being better, quicker at responding to you guys' stuff. But anyway, let's see what we got. Volcano, another volcano. For being so like caught up in everything I've been saying and you know, focusing on that, I've actually been kicking Cromrax's ass today. It's crazy, like the difference between this time and like the last stream. And I'm on autopilot today. Like I'm barely even concentrating on the game, and I'm somehow doing better than when I'm actually fully concentrating on the game. Isn't that weird? It's very weird. Alright. Ugh, God, come on, man. Give me a fucking pearl. No pearls, right? Hope not. Alright. What time is it? I think I'm gonna go for one more run. I wasn't really planning on streaming too long today. It really is the perfect balance between hardcore and casual. I agree. Like, it's a great way to put it. It really is. Like, I feel like you don't have to sink a lot of time into this game to get something viable, you know, to get good gear, but if you do sink in the extra time, it also pays off, you know, and it's fun both ways. Like, it really strikes that balance, you know. Something the other games, I feel like, struggle to do. I mean, obviously it's not perfect, but even though, as I was just saying, it was perfect earlier. I mean, there are some... what am I doing? Jesus Christ, I forgot to leave. This is where the autopilot thing is a problem. I tend to do stupid shit like that. I mean, there's no system that's perfect. I mean, I think it's perfect, but I feel like objectively it is flawed in its own ways. But those flaws are like negligible, you know. Like, I feel like Borderlands 2 and all the other games in the series, just their flaws stand out a lot more, you know. When it comes to that sort of stuff. This feels stupid, but it's only wanting origin design stuff for reasons. No? I don't really get the context of that question, Matthew, but no, I don't think so. I don't know how that would be racist. Oh my god. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Let's fucking get in there. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off, Chronorax. Jesus Christ. Is that my first death? I don't know. I think it is. I'm trying to think if I've died at all. That's how little I've, you know, focused on the game. Is you know, it's like trying to remember if I've died at all during this. Because I genuinely cannot remember, other than just what just happened there. That was pretty unlucky, though. I don't think I've ever had that sort of thing happen before. Like, have I? Maybe when I was like trying to get to the ledge, you know, that ledge. Back when I was cheesing Cromrax, you know, he would knock me off on my way there, but can't really think of very many times where he's knocked me off, especially on this side of the arena, just like immediately going into the fight. Banshees, how are you doing? And Minicho, it's great to see you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for stopping in. And everyone else who's watching. I appreciate all you guys for coming in and hanging out. Oh, Jesus. Listening to me rant. Cromrax, you son of a bitch. Oh god, I'm jumping right into a... Oh, there was a armored craw worm waiting for me. Shit. Oh god, he's gonna get up right here, isn't he? Where's my Mamba? Just apply some dots on those guys. It should just take care of them. That's so fucking awesome. Oh god. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Man, I didn't realize just how efficient the neutrino was during this fight. Or at least I've forgotten how efficient it is. Oh god. It's really good. It's really satisfying just raining down fire from above on Cromrax. Just shredding them up from above. Especially like jumping around him and, you know, hitting his back spot midair. It's really satisfying. Nothing quite like that. By the way, do you have any tips for beating Cromrax's Mordecai? Since the magic spot isn't available in Remastered Edition. Really? Is that really the case? I did not know that. Interesting. I didn't know the ledge glitch wasn't available in the remastered. That's funny. Especially considering how Gearbox has, you know, like mentioned it in their games before. Like, I think, was it in Borderlands 2? There was a certain point where, like, you know, the OG Vault Hunters were talking about the ledge glitch. I think it was during the Son of Cromrax Headhunter DLC. So I just kind of find that funny that they would remove that spot. I guess that's for the best, though. I guess. I don't know. The ledge glitch was pretty cheese. Oh god! Speaking of a ledge, my god, I almost fell off of this whole fucking arena. I mean, I'm not really the biggest fan of the ledge glitch anymore. I used to use it. I know that was the thing that I showed everybody in my my Cromrax tutorial video, how to beat Cromrax. Use the ledge glitch. It's like, Jesus Christ. Kid me, man. Child me just didn't know any better. I don't know. I don't care much for the ledge glitch anymore these days. It's just, I mean, it's fine if you want to use it, but it's just too cheese for me. It is a good way to kind of just, I don't know, just for starting out on Cromrax. to learn his behaviors, to learn his, even though, well, maybe it's not, just because when you're actually in the spot, it, you know, he doesn't do a damn thing, because that's like the whole point of it, is he just stops, his AI just stops working. So maybe it's not a good way, efficient way to learn his behaviors. I think just going in and just getting your ass kicked is probably the best way. Some air. I love the clip. Banshees. It's awesome. You guys are also more than welcome to share like clips and shit on the Discord server. That's probably a better place to share it. Let's see, my build was based on using elemental revolvers. I'm probably not skilled enough to take Cromrax down in direct combat. Elemental revolvers. So not just regular raw damage revolvers, huh? I mean, you know, obviously that would shred up the minions, but Cromrax himself, I'm trying to think of like an elemental revolver that would be efficient. I mean, if you get whipped like the Unforgiven out or something, you know. Particularly with a masher barrel on it, which is very hard to come by. Or just really any revolver with a masher accessory, I feel like would work. The Unforgiven in particular just is, you know, the best, just because of the critical hit damage increase and everything. But chances of finding a legit Unforgiven masher are very slim. Something I failed to mention in my Cromrax tutorial video. You know, going back and, you know, talking about that again, it's like, yeah, I wasn't really keeping in mind that maybe not everybody had access to, you know, that sort of shit, or didn't, you know, wasn't willing to put in the time to farm for it, which is kind of funny too, considering how when I got that Unforgiven masher, it was actually through somebody gave it to me, and I think eventually I found out that it was modded. It was actually not even legit. So, and that was something I used in a lot of my videos back then, and you can tell how crusty I was about that when I heard that it was not legit. Dumbass me didn't realize until long after. I don't even know if TCD told me. I can't remember who told me. I think, was it the original owner that told me? Somebody mentioned it, and they're like, "This is not legit." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." So that's insult to injury. Knowing that kind of reminds me of when I covered the Serpents back then, like my original video on the Serpents, because I believe I redid that video. But with the original video, I actually had a non-legit Serpents by accident, and it felt wrong to cover the weapon like a non-legit version of the weapon, you know, so I took it down, and I still have that video on my hard drive somewhere, the original video. But I did, you know, remake it with an actual legit Serpents. And the reason that happened is because somebody gave it to me and I was not aware. You know, it's not like I intentionally, you know, if I somehow have like modded guns like that, like vanilla weapons that are not legit, it's because I got them without, like, from somebody without knowing that it was not legit. and usually they would, like, you know, I would ask if they were legit, right? Like, I would make sure, but they would always tell me, yeah, this is definitely legit, and I would just believe them. And I can't remember. I think I even TCD at the time. Like, me and him were buds at that point in time. I can't remember when me and TCD first started talking, but I'm surprised I didn't run it through him first. Maybe I did. I don't know. It's been so long, but that was another embarrassing moment. You were thinking of that video, really? Did you see my comments on Twitch? Let's see. Zealous. What was modded? Not legit. Just joined. Oh, I was just talking about the Serpents, like the Serpents video that I did. And then before that, I was talking about the Unforgiven masher that I use in a lot of my videos that wasn't legit either. And I wasn't aware these things weren't legit. At least right away, you know. Anyway, this is the last run. I know I said the last one was, well, the last one, but fuck it. Oh my god. I'm feeling like one more run. Boom. There we go. Get him in the back. Fuck. How are you doing though, Zealous? It's good to have you. Have I tried Outriders? I haven't. I've looked into it. It just doesn't look like my sort of game. Which you may think is kind of surprising considering it's like a looter shooter, but that's like the only thing that is remotely interesting about it for me. But even that aspect is not interesting with that game. How many pearlescents did I find today? I haven't found any yet, fortunately. That's why I'm doing one more run, just to see. I'm also gonna equip the Millennium just to increase the chances a little bit for this last run. Maybe see what we can get. Fuck, even though I sacrificed my ammo and health regeneration a little bit, but it is what it is. We're shredding them up, so it's not really much of an issue. Fuck, just gotta be wary of these maggots following me around. Oh god. Jesus. No! Come on! Fuck! God damn it. Alright, this is the final run. I'm not gonna end on that note. I'm not ending on that note. This is the final run. My lord. How many times is Carmack's gonna launch me off today? Oh shit, and I forgot to buy grenades and stuff. Oh well. Let's get back out the doctor just until we can weaken Cromrax enough. I just played Borderlands 1 on the 360 after ages and I forgot how clunky the game feels. Like, I'm not hating on Borderlands 1 or anything. Yeah, especially if you know, if you play like the any other Borderlands game. especially 3, and going, you know, go back to the first game, it feels clunky. Oh god, come on! Not again, not again, please. Fuck, come on. Oh, why am I not going for the back? Dumbass. Price is Right, Phil Horn. I can't really mimic it very well. Nope. Get over here. You ugly bitch. There we go. Yes, that's what I like to see. It's exactly the sort of shit I like to see. What makes it so clunky, though? I don't know. I guess it's just the fact that, you know, I think a big thing for me that I realized, you know, with this game that makes it feel kind of clunky is the movement, like, and the movement speed. And also, yeah, I actually just think that the movement speed by itself is a big thing, like a big reason why the game feels clunky. Especially, you know, going back from, you know, playing like Borderlands 3 and such. Like that game, like just the movement feels so fluid and smooth and everything in this game. It's just, it feels pretty rough. But you kind of get used to it, you know. I still remember the time I, you know, like when Borderlands 2 came out. Like after playing so much Borderlands 2 and going back to this game, it just, oh my god, it was almost unbearable at first. It just felt so weird. And at the time I just could not pinpoint exactly what it was, and I think just how slow the game feels. It's kind of like going back to Dark Souls 1 after playing like Dark Souls 3 or something. Except I feel like that's a more extreme example. You know, I don't think this game is that sluggish, but it's definitely something you kind of got to get used to, going from the other games. Oh, and probably the frame rate. Yeah, good point. The frame rate, that's another thing. I would reckon that would, especially playing on the 360. Yeah. That's definitely something that could make it feel slow. Good point, actually. But even when you have a good frame rate too, like if you play on PC, it still kind of feels that way. Wow. This dog bites. Look at that. And I didn't even switch. Keep this in mind. I didn't even switch to the Millennium to get those increased drop rates. And we found a pearlescent. Wow. I am very glad that I stuck around for this last run. That I pulled through. And I think this is the first time, correct me if I'm wrong, because I legit don't remember, but I think this is the first time that I found a jackal from Cromrax. Not sure if it's any good, but I'll fucking snatch that shit. Wow. That's awesome. I'm glad I could get a pearl. It's definitely been a hot second since I've gotten a pearl from Gromrax. I'm happy about that. Again, I'm not sure how good that jackal is, but still, it's a pearl. So I will gladly take it. And considering this is the last run that, for the stream, I am, you know, I'm more than happy about that. Can I swap gear between characters? What do you mean? Like, is there a system in this game? Like, within the game to swap gear between characters? Or are you just talking about, like what's the context of your question exactly? Wow, I can't believe I found that. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. Share, you mean? I mean, you can by joining a friend's, giving them the gear, dropping the gear in their game, going out, switching a character, and then joining their game again, and then grabbing that item. If you want to do it in the game, or you can do it through Willow Tree. So I can't believe I fucking found that jackal though. That's cool. That's a first when it comes to finding that thing from Gromrax, I think. I can't correct me if I'm wrong, because I legit don't think I have had that happen before. I found a jackal from Drifters, and I think that's it. Maybe I have found one through Gromrax. I don't know. Maybe I have. I might have, actually, thinking about it now, but or maybe it was from the armory. I don't know. At this point, it's hard to tell. I've found quite a few jackals in my time playing this, but it's hard to remember specifically where I've gotten them from. But I know I've gotten some from Drifters, that's for sure. Anyway, that's going to be it for the stream, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. That was awesome that we, managed to get a pearl in that final run. I'm glad I persevered and actually did that final run, because I wasn't going to, especially when I died there. I was like, I was ready to just end it, but I'm glad I stuck with it. I didn't want to end the stream on kind of like a low note, I wanted to get at least one more Gromrax run in, so this race was priceless. I might have not been as excited about it as, maybe sometimes in the past, but that's just because I'm pretty starving right now, honestly, if I had to be honest. So yeah, but I'm still really excited about it. It's still fucking awesome. I love finding pearls in this game. It's always exciting. But anyway, guys, yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. As always, I really do appreciate you guys coming in and stopping by and chatting. It's always really fun. I'm not sure when I'm going to stream again next. Probably next week. Or maybe even later this week, I'm not sure. I know my girlfriend's going to be coming down later this week. And I might be able to fit a stream in there. We'll just kind of see. We'll see what happens. Either that or probably just next week. We'll just kind of see as, the time gets closer. Kind of how I feel. Because lately it's just, again, my moods and motivation has just been, shite. So, yeah, it really depends on how I feel. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to catch y'all on the next one. Take care. Peace out.